pretty much everybody in the world of darkness who knows about werewolves knows to fear them. And that's not only because of their immense strength, that's not only because of their 9-foot tall battle form of a mixture between a man and a wolf. It's not only because of their talons, their claws, their teeth that can rip you to shreds. It's not only because of their mystical weapons that can do terrible things to you. It is because of their rage. When somebody imagines a werewolf, they imagine a berserking, out of control monster that you can't bargain with and you can't reason with. They are out to get you and they will kill you. You won't live to do anything but see them and you're already dead. And that's basically what, in a nutshell, the rage in werewolf is. The rage is the werewolf's inner power and their inner ferocity, their animalistic nature. No matter how civilized or intertwined in the human society a werewolf is, they are still beasts. And no matter how sanctimonious they may see themselves to be, they are still bloodthirsty beasts that rip people to shreds and cause terror wherever they go. In the werewolf game, you have a rage meter. You have rage points. And werewolves have a very short temper. When werewolves are embarrassed, when they are provoked, when they are pushed, when they are hurt, when they are anything that can even mildly irritate someone, they get enraged. When they get enraged, they gain rage points. Rage points are used for a multitude of different things. You can shapeshift into your monstrous Krynos form without it taking a turn by spending a rage point. You basically, how I see it, is basically like going Super Saiyan, just flexing all your muscles, and you just your Krynos right then and there, and you don't have to go through the other forms to get to that. Also, the main focus of what you use rage for is to gain additional turns in combat. You can use in one turn half of your the amount of rage points you have as your full amount would be. Like if your rage would be 6, you could spend 3 rage points per turn, and 1 rage point equals a bonus turn. So that would mean you have your regular turn and those bonus 3. In one turn, you can do 4 actions. You are a 9 feet tall, muscled out, huge, giant teeth, giant claw monster with a frigging axe made out of silver that can cleave stone in half, and you have 4 actions in one turn. And perhaps you even have been taught by the spirit of the cat, who has taught you the spirit of the fray supernatural gift, which allows you to go first in initiative every single time. Perhaps you start combat every time and you already have those 4 extra turns there. Who's gonna step up to that? No matter who comes up to you with whatever size of a group, and they all have shotguns or whatnot, if you can just in one turn, without them even pulling up their guns, you can just basically cleave the heads off of the majority of them or all of them. Yeah, the others are gonna be already in delirium, in a crazed, mad state which a human being enters when they see a werewolf in their 9-foot tall Krynos form. Their primordial instincts kick in. The human mind doesn't know any other way to react to seeing that other than absolute panic. They will drop their guns, scream and run away, and no one will believe their story if they remember anything of that story after their psychosis is over. Rage basically also is something that determines your frenzying. Vampires frenzy too. When vampires get put into in fire, they are lit up in fire, they go a long time without blood, and then they see a blood somewhere or something, they may enter frenzy as well. Some vampire clans are as short-tempered as werewolves, though not really, because werewolves have that immense incredible rage to them. Werewolves have to do frenzy rolls all the time. All the time you're basically doing those frenzy rolls as you're getting more rage points. When somebody just pushes you around, when somebody pokes you, when somebody humiliates you before everybody, you're doing frenzy rolls like crazy. Those frenzy rolls are fairly easy. All you gotta do is roll your rage. You roll the amount of dice, you have dots in your rage. That's fairly easy. And if you get 4 successes, you fall into a frenzy. So if you have rage less than 3, you're pretty much safe. You only frenzy when extreme circumstances are at your miss. But that is not as common as having a high rage rating in Werewolf. If you roll those 4, there's 2 type of frenzies you can enter. You can enter the Berserk Frenzy or the Fox Frenzy. The Fox Frenzy is that you just freak the fuck out and you need to get out of the situation where you're in. You just need to, I need to get the fuck out of here, just need to get the fuck out of here, and you just destroy anything that's blocking your path, anything. And when you're frenzying, you're not in control. Many times the game master will take control of your character and simply describe what your character is doing. You will attack friends, you will attack people you love, you will do that. You are out of control, you are frenzying, you're a fucking animal. The other frenzy is the Berserk Frenzy, where you basically attack anything that's near you. There are supernatural abilities, though very obscure and rare ones, where you can learn to know not to attack any people you care about when you're frenzying. Now, of course, vampires also do that. Vampires also can frenzy like a berserker or a fox that way, but there is something called the thrall of the worm. The worm is the destroyer. The worm is the spiritual entity of evil, corruption, death, all that sort of stuff. And all of the worm's agents are what the werewolves despise. But the worm is part of the universe, part of the world. Anyone who kills is doing the bidding of the worm, basically. So werewolves also are subject to that. Though their sanctimonious dumbasses might not want to admit it, they still are. Werewolf who rolls a frenzy test, 4 successes to frenzy, 6 successes, thrall of the worm. A worm ride frenzy. You are the most terrifying thing anybody can anybody can see. You can see the benefits in rage, in frenzying. Like if there's a situation where you're just you don't know what's the smart thing to do, sometimes frenzying in a fox frenzy will make you able to destroy that fucking wall and let everybody get out when they follow you. But when you enter the thrall of the worm, that worm ride frenzy, there's 3 things that can happen to you based on how you were born. If you were born a human and you enter the thrall of the worm frenzy, the people you kill, you stop to devour. You're a human and now you have proven yourself to be a cannibal. In everybody's eyes, humanity in the werewolf setting, humanity brings to mind all of the pollution to the world, all of the corruption and terrible stuff that's going on in the nature, werewolves being champions of Mother Nature. You just proved your vile nature to your comrades there. You started to cannibalize your comrades, your wife, your mentor, your child. You just killed them and you started to eat their corpse. If you were born a wolf, you will kill and you will not stop. They're dead. You won't stop. You rip them to shreds. You rip their guts out. You snap their bones in half. You tear their throats out. You won't stop. If you've seen attack dogs, when attack dogs grab somebody's forearm and pull them down, they don't let go immediately. They keep their jaws locked and go, and the trainer needs to loosen them up and relax them. That beastly creature right there just showed all his comrades that not only did he kill somebody he cares about or who somebody else cares about, he also could not stop. He totally lost control, and he's a untrustworthy beast. His mind is a beastly mind. His mind is feral and not calculative, cool, and collective. Fuck that guy. But if you happen to be born a metis, you weren't born a human, you weren't born a werewolf, you were born out of two werewolves union. You were pretty much shunned your entire life because of that, because that is against the rules. Werewolves do not mate with other werewolves, though they sometimes do, and they can procreate. You are born sterile as a metis. Your regular form, as you most comfortably walk around your days, is the 9-foot-tall Krinos. You are deformed physically. You have some physical deformity, whether it's that you don't have your tail, you have a terrible skin confliction, you're an albino, you don't have any hair, you have a fucking flat nose like a pug, whatever. You wear your heritage on your sleeve. And that is why most of them live in exclusion, at least somewhat, and mostly inside the Umbra, the spirit world. They find the spirit world more comforting and more home-like than this world. When they enter the thrall of the worm-ride frenzy, they do not only kill you, they rape you. They have been excluded from all social interaction. Very, very likely none of them have ever gotten laid. The deformity is not only in their Krinos form, is in all of their forms. Can you imagine if a werewolf has like a face like a pug? What would it look like as a human? Can you imagine? They are the physical representations of repression, sexual repression, social repression. And their heritage is the reason they are shunned. Their heritage being that they are the children of perverted werewolves who procreate with other werewolves. When you enter the thrall of the worm, when you enter the worm frenzy, yeah, that's what you do. That is why people fear werewolves. And that is why when werewolves usually turn in their first time, when they have their first change, it's usually because of a huge outburst of rage that they can't control, and they just turn into this giant werewolf monster all of a sudden, and they just kill whatever is in front of them. You know, that 15-year-old kid in the schoolyard, a bully keeps pushing him and he starts to lose it. He's pushing him and he starts to fucking lose it, and he keeps pushing and he keeps pushing and he keeps fucking pushing, and he starts to fucking lose his mind, and he starts to what the fuck?